Hello. Okay, I'm back. Becca, that's me. I'm the homeschool mom, and I'm trying to document a little bit more of our family and our journey into homeschooling. And also, we moved in the last year, a lot of stuff that's happened in our lives. Um, my daughter's at a class right now, and my son is working on some schoolwork downstairs. And so, here's the thing. When we first started homeschooling, I was desperate to just see inside somebody's home to see how they do it and what their setup is. And since then, we have opened up our home to people to come and when they're looking at homeschooling, I've had friends that have asked me questions, and I'm like, come over, come see what we do and how we do it, and no big deal. But I think it's because that's what I was really interested in when we first started. It just did not make sense to me. So, first of all, mindset. I think for any parent, husband and wife, mom, dad, if you're looking at homeschooling, you've got to have the mindset that you can do this, but also invest some time and energy in educating yourself, not just about what's going on with your state, but just keeping yourself educated. I always consider myself more of a home educator than a homeschool mom because we learn at home. But every month, partly to just show a good example for my children, I read books. I read a lot of books. I love reading. That's more just my hobby. So there's books that I read for fun, but I also try to read books for, self development. And so here's some of those things. The 4 agreements. We've got Robert Kiyosaki stuff. Here's one that I completely recommend for any home educator, but anybody that's thinking about the school system dumbing us down. The well-trained mind, and we have used some of the curriculum from Susan Wise Bauer, but this is great for parents, as far as it goes through the grade school years and middle school years and high school years, and really expounds on using the trivium with classical education. This is an amazing book and can study it throughout all of your years of homeschooling. And then, of course, the Wild and Free. I don't know, they have a great Instagram that I love to follow, and some other stuff on Instagram is redundant, but this goes through all different types of methods of homeschooling. The Read Aloud Family. I love this book, and I love Sarah McKenzie. She also has a thing on Instagram called the Read Aloud Revival, and she has a podcast too. I don't listen to podcasts, but her book is great, and basically for me, reassures me, with all the time that we spend reading aloud as a family. And here's the thing. Years and years ago, I did work for Franklin Covey. And I am still a paper person. I love to have a paper planner, but obviously 7 habits of highly effective people. There's 7 habits of a highly effective family. So spend some time working on yourself and show your kids as an example. Okay, the other thing that I want to talk about is storage. Okay, we moved a year and a half ago, and we do not have a fully finished basement. So we still have another 700 square feet. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around. Hang on. Okay, here's the nitty gritty. I have this bookshelf up here that has a bunch of homeschool stuff down on the bottom row. Here's our kitchen table, which gets used to the max. Here's even my 3rd grader stuff right here. We have this ottoman, and we have a bunch of our curriculum stuff in here. We also have this little hutch. Of course, in the top, I have kitchen stuff, but down in the bottom, we have a bunch of books and things in there. And then, when we do read aloud time, see, my son's always working on puzzles, and so I let him work on puzzles while we do that. It is Christmas time, so we do have Christmas going on here. And with Christmas schooling, we have a bunch of our Christmas books right there. And then we do have a whiteboard, magnet board right there. And when we sit around and read, this is the basket that works triple time for all that we do. So our school stuff right now is all over our house. So that is something that's our first floor living room, great room area. All right, I'm back in the kitchen. So here's the thing. To have a homeschool room or to not have a homeschool room. The first year that we started, the house that we lived in, we had a formal front room, and I turned the formal front room into our homeschool room. It had all our homeschool supplies in there, and I had their cute little desks, and I loved that room. And then we moved a year later, and then the house that we were in for the last 6.5 years, we had a sunroom. And we kept all of our homeschool supplies in the sunroom. But it's kind of like our morning started in the sunroom, and then it's like the way that our house layout is then we kind of transitioned into the living room for throughout the day for like our reading time and our read aloud time. So it was really convenient because we did have everything in the sunroom, and it never like right now our homeschool stuff is everywhere. So the kids do have desks in their rooms. We have 3 bedrooms upstairs and 3 bedrooms downstairs, and the kids' 3 bedrooms are downstairs. My husband and I, our room is upstairs, and his home office is upstairs. Anyways, we have 700 square feet of unfinished basement right now. So as we are working right now and have the plans drawn out to have, we're going to have like a corner that all of this stuff is going to move to. So we will eventually have room for all of this stuff. So books. I love books. We do a lot of reading as a family. And I would say, I've talked again about like my daughter being dyslexic and at the beginning years for her and her language art development. She learned so much from all the reading that we did, and I think her vocabulary and the way that she improved and is articulate with her language, it was all, I attribute that to our read aloud time. Now I would say that we do a mix of both classical and Charlotte Mason, but whatever I say, just, grain of salt, that every family has to figure out their own homeschool journey. Also, I have hearing loss, quite a bit of hearing loss, and it has developed throughout the years. I have what's called Meniere's disease, and I have worn hearing aids for 16 years now. You can see, I don't know if you can see my hearing aids. I did find out in my last appointment with my audiologist that I am a cochlear ear implant. So the kids and I have been learning sign language because over time all my hearing may be gone. In one ear I have severe hearing loss, and the other ear it's profound. That's how they rank it, they don't necessarily give it percentages. So everyone can use different excuses, and I've heard of a lot of people that, I don't want to ever call it like a disability, but I never watched TV with the sound on. I never watched anything on my phone with the sound on. I always used closed captions for everything, which also has been a big reminder to me with music. I have to turn the music on for my kids to listen to good music because sometimes I forget to put on music. So hearing loss is a big deal at our house and something that we do talk about and work on just for the future. So, but also just that I know that there's all sorts of different reasons to not do different things, and I've been pretty open about my hearing loss. And there you go. There's how our homeschool storage is set up, and just my opinion about self-improvement, reading books. I think that applies just any type of parent, just that you want to be the best person you can be and show your kids that you're working on it too. So that's my message for this week. And I'm trying to be better at this, and eventually we'll see the kids, right? Okay. have a great week.